Hello guys, this is the Sad Falcons, and folks, we're back here on Madden 20 for another episode of this series thing, like the Madden 20 Resim. Um, so this is 2005, and we're gonna be doing the 2005 season. Now, real quick, once again, like every year, I have to sim so I can get in the new draft class or load in the new draft class. Um, Now we're doing this a bit again differently. If you guys didn't see my FNAF video, I'm actually recording this off my PlayStation straight up. PlayStation mic, off my PlayStation headset, bridge, everything. So again, it's gonna be different. I upped the volume just slightly, so maybe you can hear me better. Um, but yeah, picking back up. So obviously this is gonna be a long series, and this will probably be the second to last one I do for a while, just because obviously I have a plan. If plans go right, I should be in Madden 23 fairly soon, like about a month. And I was one of the plan for the and is to probably do a lot of Madden 23 content, um, as well. Mainly rebuild. Basically, it's all rebuilds and stuff for a while before I come back to this. But I will eventually finish this because I'm going to try and get through every single one of these and make sure I do this and get through as many as possible. I went way past the regular season point that I need to, because normally I go to week 3. I'm going to be at week 5. But yeah, basically this is going to be a bit different because I'm bringing back kind of like my hype up season. Oh my god. Wait. Are we freaking relocating? Oh my god, wait, someone might be about to relocate. This is going to be interesting here. We'll see who does. Import local file 2006. And here they are. Mario, there they are. Mario Williams, Reggie Bush, Vince Young, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, AJ Hawk, Vernon Davis, Michael Huff, Dante Whitner, Ernie Sims, Matt Leinart, Jade freaking Cutler. Let's see some of the others. Hatogi Nagata, I know I butchered that. Kimberly Wembley, Jason Allen, Bobby Carpenter, Davin Joseph, Jonathan Joseph, Santonio Holmes, D'Angelo Williams, Mercedes Lewis, Nick Mangold, Kelly Jennings, Aquel Jackson, DeMarco Ryans, Chad Jackson, Michael Valentine, Antoine Betha, Jason Hawkins, Tim Jennings, Marshall Brown, Andrew Whitworth, Tavares Jackson, recipes, Charlie Whitehurst. And by the way, if I have the right file and he ends up on the right team, Charlie Whitehurst actually turns into a beast potentially. There's a chance he could. Dean Cooper, what's the others I don't really recognize? So here's all the rest of the quarterbacks per se. DJ Shockley, that's pretty ironic. Most of the rest of these guys don't know. Reggie Bush, Lawrence Purdue, D'Angelo Williams. Oh, there's D'Angelo Williams. Oh, MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, and I think Chad Sellers. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really recognize any of these other guys. Chad Jackson, Greg Jennings. Oh, there's Devin Hester, folks. There's Devin Hester, Brandon Marshall, Perry Campbell. Gonna look through the others. I think that's probably it. So with that being said, moving up, can you guys hear my chair? So that's gonna do it. Now we're gonna sim. We're 3-2 somehow. Bears are 1-3. So that's in the rest of the season. So the big stories from the previous season, the 2004 year, the Super Bowl champions were the Green Bay Packers. They beat the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning, by the way, folks, has made it to 2 Super Bowls in real life at this time period. He hadn't made it to freaking 1 yet. He ended up defeating, I believe it was Byron Leftwich-led Bengals again. The Bengals have been a consistent playoff team. Byron Leftwich has proven to actually be a decent piece around him. I mean, he's got great weapons, so he's had great development. By the way, Thomas Edward Patrick Brailson Jr. and the Pats missed the playoffs. That's something I also want to add. The whole AFC East was pretty good. The Cowboys, Rex Grossman was not their answer. They drafted freaking Alex Smith. I know a lot of people are probably happy about that. I actually forgot where Aaron Rodgers went, but you guys probably, if you guys have seen the series, by the way, I recommend go back and watch. If you haven't seen any of the parts yet, go back and watch so this doesn't make it as confusing. As for the Ravens, also did win a playoff game finally. In the NFC side of things, the Falcons made to the NFC Championship, lost there. So that cleared up all the question whether Vic could win a playoff game. Now the question is, can he get to the Super Bowl? And other than that, I'm trying to think of other storylines that were also a factor. Obviously, Big Ben and Eli Manning and Philip Rivers and their teams. Um, Also, the Chargers have a disgusting backfield with, I believe, LaDainian Tomlinson, Frank Gore. I forget who their third one is, but they had like one of the most stupid backfields of all time I've ever seen. And I think the Cowboys actually who did that? I know I went through a couple of hours to see what it was, but Cowboys know how to run back. But anyways, we're in week 17. We're going to see who makes the playoffs and who doesn't. And again, I can't black out because I'm actually recording this in place. We're just gonna go at normal here. What a freaking surprise! What a freaking surprise! Now we're gonna go at this conference in the AFC North. What the Bengals win 9-7 this time. They still win the division. Ravens go 9-7. The Browns with 7-8-1. So Carson Palmer actually finally having a half decent season. The Steelers and Eli Manning, not really that good of a year, 7-9. The AFC South, the Titans win the division. They're still a strong team. They lost to the Colts, I believe, in the AFC Championship. Yeah, they did. The Colts, this time, they made the Super Bowl last year. They're not even going to the playoffs this year. Jags and Texans both are very bad. The AFC East, wow, the Dolphins were the number one team in the AFC. The Jets and the Pats again failed to make the freaking playoffs. So, again, that's interesting. Bradelson Jr. and I made the playoffs the last 2 years. Bills again go 6-10. In the AFC West, the Chargers. Wow, the Chargers. I'm kind of shocked, but it hasn't because the Chargers have not been that much of a playoff team. The Raiders are second in the conference. They actually got in. They were the last team to get a wild card spot. The Broncos and Chiefs both failed to make the playoffs. So the AFC, aside from the Jags and Texans, were not really that bad. NFC North, we already saw it. The Green Bay Packers won the division. I believe they're going to get a first-round bye, if I'm not wrong. I think they could get a first-round bye. The Vikings finally make the playoffs for the first time since the start of this. The Lions, we started out 3-1. We only won 4 games last year. We went 7-9. The Bears went 5-11, which is pretty freaking rough. NFC South. Never mind what I said about Packers. They not get first-round bye. Falcons do. Vic leads the Falcons again to 12-3-1 season. Disgusting. Saints go 7-8-1. Just mid. Panthers, that's probably more wins than they'll actually get in real life, which is not going to be much of a shock. The Bucks go 5-11. They sucked. In the NFC East, the Eagles are the number one freaking team in the entire league. They go 13-3. The Giants get a wild card, 12-4. Alex Smith's first year as the Cowboy starter, 6-9-1, not horrid. And then Washington, 1-13-2. What the hell is that record? 2 ties and 1 win. They have the number 1 pick, so that means they'll probably draft one of the top players. God, that's bad. Washington. And then the NFC West, the Rams go 8-8. So the mid-division is the NFC West. 49ers second at 7-9. Seahawks also 7-9, and the Cards are 4-12. So that's how it'll be. So obviously the NFC looked a lot stronger, and also a lot more horrid. The AFC. So here's the playoff grid: Raiders at Titans, Vikings, Packers, Jets, Bengals, Giants, Rams, and ultimately, it's going to come down to who ends up getting the win here. So we're going to see the next week, and we're going to see what happens here. And again, we're not going to be able to see who goes where or who does what. But ultimately, look at the schedule now. Again, you guys will be able to see. It's not going to be blacked out like I do beforehand. And we're going to see who gets wins here in the wild card round. You guys probably already saw who won, but ultimately, first matchup, Raiders and Titans. The Titans win by 3. They get 17 points in the fourth quarter. So that's a pretty good run overall here. Steve McNair had a good game. 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Jeff Garcia threw 2 touchdowns to 2 picks as well. Rushing game, well, there's that. Steven Jackson had 71 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown. No touchdowns for Eddie George. Stephen Lige, Jerry Porter had 2 touchdowns, almost 100 yards. Frank Wycheck got a touchdown, 90 yards, and 69 nice yards for Derek Mason. Defensively, Lance Shores led the game of tackles, or was leading tackler in the game. 2.5 sacks for Daniel Elbray, and not many sacks. In fact, I think the Titans had 1 sack. The Raiders had 4. Now our next game, Vikings and Packers, a rivalry game. It was a freaking blowout. The Packers were a much more superior team, 34-10. The Vikings were down 21-0 at one point, and Brett Favre had a perfect game, like a insanely perfect game, and 4 touchdowns. Culpepper 0 touchdowns, similar yards. Rushing, Ahmad Green had double, I think, anything the Vikings had, almost anything the Vikings had. And then receiving wise, Donald Driver and Javon Walker had more than any other Vikings receiver out there. Keyshawn Johnson, which is funny because I don't know how Keyshawn Johnson ended up on the Vikings, but let's continue on. Randy Moss was not able to get a touchdown. How did the Packers... Oh, wow. The Packers had receiving touchdowns. Those are some of the only receptions they had. And Tofu Tatu, I know I butchered that badly, again, he had 10 tackles. Sacks-wise, a lot of sacks. I think total of 5 sacks. And again, yeah, no one had picks. I didn't look at picks yet. So the Jets and Bengals, an upset. There are 3, technically, although not really much. The Jets win 24-21. It went to overtime. Jets scored 15 unanswered in the 4th. Chad Pennington had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Byron Leftwich threw no touchdowns, 92 freaking yards. That's the worst yardage I've seen yet. Oh my God, Byron Leftwich did not play well at all. That's one of his worst games of his career. Well, that's why though. They ran the ball a ton. Corey Dillon almost had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had more than any other Bengals rusher. So Vargas Cole had 97 yards, and Antoine Beckham was the only one who had a touchdown. And then Takeo Spikes had led both him and Mark Taylor had the game led in tackles, and Takeo Spikes had a sack and a half. And the Rams and Giants. Rams beat the Giants by 3. They scored a touchdown late to win the game. Kurt Warner, who's freaking I think 35. He scored 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Kendrick Farland. Where the hell did Kerry Collins go? Did he get injured or some crap? So it looks like only had 1 sack in the game. But rushing yards wise, Marshall Faulk actually led. I think beat both Giants. Yeah, I think he literally had more than the whole Giants team did. 1 touchdown for Marion Barber. Rest in peace. Mike Toomer had 100 yards. And Torrey Holt and Marvin Franklin both had a touchdown defensively. Only 1 sack. You guys saw the tackles and 1 pick by Pat Gillen. That made the difference. So there's the divisional matchups. Jets, Dolphins, Rams, Eagles, Titans, and Chargers, Packers, Falcons. Ooh, Packers and Falcons. That's going to be a rematch in the AFC Championship, I believe. I also just remembered as well, I completely forgot to go through the stats real quick, so I'm going to go through the stats right now. Beforehand, we're in a cluster. Who led the NFL in passing? Chad Pennington again. Pat Pennington again. Oh, Aaron Rodgers was on the Chiefs. Okay, that's interesting. So neither rookie QBs made the playoffs. So who led the NFL in passing touchdowns? Of course, it's Peyton Manning. Why should I be shocked? Little Peyton. And Carson Palmer got picked off 18 times. He led the lead in picks. That may have been the difference in why the Browns didn't make the playoffs. LT, 1,500 yards. It's just normal. Ahman Green was second. And he also had the most touchdowns. I'd be shocked if he didn't come up. Marion Barber had 10 touchdowns. Honest God, we may see him in the top 10 in the MVP race. That's a good season. Ryan Toomer led the lead. Deion Branch, Jerry Porter, David Boss. I swear, the leading receivers, Kevin Dunn, I swear these leading receivers are just so freaking random. And Devin Levy, a receiver for the Eagles. Who's Devin Levy? I have no idea. Okay, so Jamie Sharper led the NFL in tackles. And who had the most sacks? Jason Taylor at 14.5. 13.5 was Aaron Catman. Julius Peppers at 13. LeGrand Grover at 12.5. And who had the most picks? Charles Woodson, Dalen McCutcheon, and Rashi Mathis. So, again, let's just see what's who made the longest field goal. Did anybody make like a lot of people made field goals from 60, but that was like the longest. That was yeah, they feel again I can't see field goal for results. I don't know. Who wins MVP? I think I have a good idea who that. No, it's Chad Pennington. I thought for sure Manning was winning the MVP. Wow, that's a shock. Chad Pennington over Vic McNabb, Manning, Steve McNair, Jeff Garcia, Rogers, Bradelson Jr., Carson Palmer, despite 18 picks, and David Garrard. What's offensive? Who will be offensive player of the year? Probably Donovan McNabb, just because. Well, the Chad Pennington could have also won Rookie of the Year. So who wins? I guess Ray Lewis again gets another defensive player. God, and probably Aaron Rodgers easily wins offensive Rookie of the Year, defensive Rookie of the Year. This guy, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that name again. So yeah, that's the stats. Now, time to head to the next week. I also just realized I forgot to put on Auto Scout, so I actually have to turn that off again. Crap. Okay, I gotta turn that off because I'm not smart at all. I have to do that every single freaking time. And conference championship. So the conference championship, it's gonna be Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins win 24-35. They scored 14 unanswered. They were down 24-21 at one point. Then they scored the final 14 points. Romo, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Chad Pennington had 2 touchdowns to 2 picks. The MVP's team's out. Ricky Williams, 87 yards a touchdown. Curtis Marlin, Lamont Jordan, and Ricky Williams. They ran the ball very well. The offense just had a better attack. Iqbal Barnes, a perfect 100 yards. Curtis Martin had 82 yards. Damn, that's a good run there. And a touchdown. Overall, it was a very competitive game till late in the game. Lance Briggs had most tackles in the game. A lot of frickin' sacks. That's a total of 8, I believe. 8 sacks in the game. And Zach Thomas had 2 picks. All right. Good job to you. Rams and Eagles. Eagles win. And a weird score, by the way. 19-14. Rams scored 14 points at the end. Ultimately, their chance to try to go for Super Bowl ends. Both McNabb and Warner threw a pick, but Warner had 2 more touchdowns. McNabb had 1. Rushing-wise, it was easy. It was like both very even. Westbrook and Cedric Benson, Brian Westbrook, overall, Westbrook had a touchdown. So the Eagles actually have a decent rushing attack. Jason Witten. Oh yeah, by the way, Jason Witten's on the Eagles, so Cowboys fans can absolutely be losing it. Devin Levy again. No real major breakout. So defense, Robert Thomas had most tackles in the game, and 3 sacks in total. And these 2 had picks. So now our next game, Titans and Chargers. It was a freaking blowout. The Chargers are going to the AFC Championship. Dan freaking Orlovsky. The Chargers still had Dan Orlovsky even played. He got a freaking touchdown. Drew Brees had a touchdown. Only 200 yards. Steve McNair had a pick. Rushing wise, LaDainian Thompson and Eddie George both ran the ball very well. 9.4 yards for Eddie George. That's good yards per carry average. That's very good Frank Gore. Oh yeah, Frank Gore and Larry Johnson were part of that Chargers backfield as well. So yeah, they had very good. The rushing attack is what made the difference that game as well. Um, Overall, again, not real major. Rad Sheik Caldwell. Um, yeah, it just really looked like they limited. They just were able to. The Chargers were able to limit the Titans' defense. Boss Bailey had most tackles in the game and had the most sacks. Only one sack by Basilis Whitley. And Chase Blackburn had one pick. Falcons and Packers. What a freaking weird score. 13-7. Did they score? Was it a touchdown? A failed like 2-point conversion? Like what the hell is that? So yeah, Falcons are going to the NFC Championship again. Vic and Favre have one touchdown. Rich Gannon is back on the freaking Packers. Oh my God, this has been a weird playoffs. They couldn't run the freaking football. Oh my God, they couldn't run the football. Was this not so much of a defensive slugfest? I mean, Javon Walker was only a bit of offense. This looks like it was a defensive freaking slugfest. Tua is balling out here, leading the game in tackles. And yeah, that's why. How many freaking sacks is that? 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8 freaking sacks. That is one of the most disgusting stat lines I've seen. And no picks. It just got to the quarterback so easy. So here's the freaking NFC Championship. Chargers and Dolphins. That's an unexpected one. Drew Brees, Frank Gore, and Larry Johnson against freaking Tony Romo and Ricky Williams. Falcons and Eagles. Vic and Warwick Dunn and Algie Crumpler against McNabb, Westbrook, and Benson and the Eagles. That's actually, well, that's the real life NFC Championship, but a year later. This is a weird freaking season, folks. This is a strange one. An ultra strange one. So if you guys are enjoying this, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Again, gaming content. We're about a month away from Madden 24. Again, my soul has been sold to the devil. Oh my God. What am I seeing on the screen? What am I seeing? How did the frick this happen? It's away teams winning. Chargers destroy the Dolphins like 21-9. Drew Brees had a touchdown, had 2 picks. Romo and Brees had 2 picks, but Brees had 2 touchdowns. Tomlinson, again, they weren't really able to run the football as well as they did. They still had 79 yards of touchdown. It still wasn't that efficient. Caldwell broke out. And Gore as well. Wow. 2 for 79 yards. That's a really good game. The Chargers absolutely freaking killed it on the ground. They had a total, I think they had a total of freaking 250 yards on the ground alone, which is more than anything close with what the Dolphins were able to do. The Chargers just outplayed the Dolphins completely. Also, Romo didn't help them out. Lance Briggs led the Dolphins in tackles. And, wow, Wiley got 2 sacks on Romo. And Terrence Newman had 2 picks on freaking Romo. Sertan Madison had picks on the freaking Breeze. And the NFC Championship. How 38-14. This was once the third quarter of the game was over. It was 31-7. They didn't blow a lead. Falcons didn't blow a lead. 2 touchdowns, no picks for Vic, which rhymes somehow. McNabb had 1 touchdown, 1 pick. It looks like really it wasn't a whole hell of a lot of offense. Really, Vic had 2 rushing touchdowns. You know, overall, Turkin and Duran just overall it was just kind of like just strange. Really, again, no one really broke out a whole lot. Algie Crumpler had 2 touchdowns. And then Brian Dawkins and Top Holly had the most tackles in the game and in total 5 sacks. The Falcons sacked McNabb 5 times and 1 in turn for Vic. And Keith Brooking had a pick. So this is a very weird Super Bowl because this is a team that has historically both have done things that both their fan bases hate. This is a weird freaking Super Bowl. I believe that Super Bowl is in Detroit. So they're in Detroit, Falcons and Chargers. Who gets the Super Bowl? Will it be Michael Vick, Warwick Dunn, TJ Locker, or whoever it was, and Algie Crumpler? Or will it be Drew Brees, Frank Gore, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Larry Johnson. This is the game that pretty much decides who on the trade. If anybody knows that 2001 draft, the Falcons traded up to get Vic at number 1, while the Chargers were able to trade down. They got Tomlinson a little later on, and then they got Breeze with their second round pick. Who won the trade? This is the game that will decide, as the talking heads will say, who was the better pick for that team. I wish that this was a Super Bowl that it happened, because this would have been an awesome Super Bowl. Who is it going to be? Oh my God, the Falcons have done it. 28-21. Yeah, that's exactly what it reads. So the trade did work out for the Falcons. Vic has a Super Bowl. I wish that was the thing that happened in real life instead of what he did instead in real life. So that's strange already. Yeah, that's the Chargers again lost. Super Bowl. I gotta see stats real quick. One thing before we see it. Wrong stat button, folks. That's not the right stat button. The schedule, season, week 1, and wow, Dan Orlovsky actually played at the end somehow. He threw a touchdown. Everybody had one touchdown, although Vic and Breeze had both a pick. Tomlinson freaking killed it on the ground. He had more rushing yards than anybody else combined. One touchdown. Turk had 2 rushing touchdowns. He freaking killed it on the ground. Now no wonder the game was that close. Schofield, though, had the Falcons in the game. 100 yards and a touchdown. And Blackburn was lead tackler in the game. And in total, how does that say half a sack and no other sack? How does that read that? Game, that's freaking stupid. Is anybody realizing this? It's 1.5 sacks. How is that a half a sack if it's not able to count toward another person have a half a sack? How does that make sense? I swear I've already broken the game enough. You don't have to already keep doing this. All right, no, screw this. Let's just get the draft and see how free agency goes. So yeah, wow, that makes me happy. Falcons Super Bowl. Yeah, what a weird season 2005 was. Now we gotta see who goes on free agency, because we don't know who's gonna stick around and who doesn't. I'm still curious if Breeze did actually sign a contract, because of the fact that, I think unless they did his 5th-year option, 2004 would have been the year they would have re-signed him, unless they took a 5th-year option or a franchise tag. We're simming now to the draft. Who will Washington? The question will be who will Washington take number 1. But let's see how the free agency class goes. Wow, Javon Walker. That's actually not bad. That's not a bad free agent class for the Lions. Anyways, Larry Allen to the Texans, Reuben Brown to the Saints, James Harrison to the freaking Broncos. I'll have the defense. Albert Haynesworth to Miami. Oh my God. With that could have been what the Dolphins were missing all along. Albert Haynesworth with that Dolphins team. Dolphins could be a Super Bowl favorite. Randy Thomas to the Bears. Mark Bulger to the Raiders. So the Raiders, I guess Jeff Garcia retired or something. Tiki Barber to the Raiders. Jeff Garcia, no, he went to the Ravens. That's strange. Ravens get Jeff Garcia. John Hall goes to the Dolphins. DJ Duckett, after winning the Super Bowl with the Falcons, goes to the Steelers. Justin Hartwig goes to the Chiefs. Heath Evans to the Ravens. Fred Beasley, Eagles. Dexter Jackson to the Broncos. Robert Thomas to the Jets. Mike Vanderchoke to the Colts. Jason Hanson to the Bears. Deion Branch to the Jaguars. Chester Taylor to Washington. Dante Reed. So I think overall, Josh Reed the Seahawks. Mont Thompson to the Seahawks. Seahawks signed a lot. Ryan Clark. Seahawks have signed a lot of freaking players. A lot of players. Okay, who are all the quarterbacks? Okay, Marquez Tuaspio, butchered that, I know. Mike McMahon to the Rams as a backup. Josh McCown to the Bears. Chris Redman to the Bengals. DJ Feely to the Bucks. That's it. So biggest question is 2005 draft time. Who is going to take who? Who will Washington take? Are they going to take a quarterback, or are they going to take somebody else different? Or will it be Mario Williams? With the first pick in the 2006 NFL Draft, Washington selects
The Texans
Mario Williams. So yeah, Mario Williams goes to Washington. Probably one of the best players on board. I don't know if he is the best of the draft, but definitely will help Washington be able to not win only one game. Now it's the Texans with the second pick in the 2005 2006 NFL Draft. The Houston Texans select
Cardinals are now
the
on the
Brickashaw. Oh, that's a good pick. The Brickashaw Ferguson to the Texans. He'll help immediately bolster that offensive line, try and protect David Carr from getting killed out there. With the third pick of the 2006 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select
The Bears are now
A.J. Hawk to the defense. That's going to be pretty deadly to that defense. A.J. Hawk in the Cardinals. So now with the fourth pick of the 2006 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Reggie Bush to the backfield. Oh my God, Big Ben will be able to have a little piece around him as well. Reggie Bush and Big Ben on that same team. That's going to be pretty major. Anyways, with the fifth pick of the 2006 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Vernon Davis, tight end. Another good pick. No, help Bucks be better. With the sixth pick in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Michael Huff, free safety. So Vince Young is falling big time. I wonder if he'll end up on the Texans. Actually, no, Texans have, I forget who they have. I know they have a quarterback, though, now. Yeah, they might not take the big other. They take Dante Whitner. Ooh, he'll be hard. That's a hard-hitting safety right now. I mean, they was nicknamed Hitler, so... Panthers get strong safety. With the 8th pick of the 2006 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select
Cowboys are now
Ernie
on the clock.
Sims, right outside linebacker. So, again, another decent pick, although maybe some of the things they did in high school and college were probably very baggage and obvious. With the 9th pick of the 2006 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select
The Lions are now on the clock.
Halata Nagata, offensive tackle. I know, again, I apologize for butchering these guys' names. I tried my best. Defensive tackle. The Cowboys just need anything because the team's still trying to get its building blocks. With the 10th pick and the last pick we'll be showing here in the 2005 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions, at least the team I'm controlling, select
The Seahawks are now on
Tyree
the
Hill,
clock.
corner. So, again, that probably will help the team here, because looking at corner, yeah, that definitely will be help. It'll be a second corner. So that's going to be it. Now we'll send to the end of the draft and see who lands where. Where does Jay Cutler and Matt Leinart go? Do they potentially fall in the first round, whereas they were all gone by 12 picks? Does that end up being the case? We'll see what other big players land where. Simming to the end. Recap real quick. Let's see the first round here. Go to the first round, and some of the most important players here. So with the 11th pick, Broderick Bunkley gets selected by the Seahawks. Defensive tackle Vince Young goes to the 49ers. That's going to be interesting. We'll see how he performs there. Cameron Wembley goes to the Chiefs. They missed on that pick. Antonio Cromartie. I completely forgot about Antonio Cromartie. I didn't even notice him until now. Corner goes to the Steelers. Jason Allen to the Saints. Davin Joseph to the Browns. Jonathan Joseph. Again, another big pickup for the Broncos. Broncos have had a great offseason. Manny Lawson goes to the Ravens. Santonio. Oh my God! Marvin Harrison. Santonio Holmes, frickin' Reggie Wayne, all on that offense. Peyton Manning's got weapons galore. That's pretty much going to be probably their Marvin Harrison replacement. Then Chad Greenway, I believe, went to the Pats, if I'm correct. And he did go to the Pats, right outside linebacker. Tambaya Hall goes to the Bengals. Kelly Jennings to the Vikings. Mercedes Lewis to the Raiders. Jay Cutler to the friggin' Giants. Well, the Giants just don't have a quarterback then. That's obvious. Daquan Jackson to the Rams. Chad Jackson to the Titans, Floyd Bell to the Jets, DeMarco Ryan to the Packers. Oh my God, Jay Cutler might actually fall out of the first round. Mathis Kiwanka. Oh no, Jay Cutler didn't fall in the first round. It's gonna be Matt Leinart who falls out of the first round. My bad, Matt Leinart. So DeMarco Ryan to the Packers. Mathis Kiwanka to the Dolphins. Winston Justice to the Eagles. Need some help. Santana. Oh, now they added Santana. Oh my God, Chargers might also be a Super Bowl favorite because you add Santana Moss with that running back field. That is, or Santana Moss, not Santana Moss. 73. Sorry about that. I thought it was Santana Moss. Antoine Betha, Falcons. Oh my God, their defense got better. Roman Harper, strong safety, goes to Washington. D'Angelo Williams to the Cardinals. Jeremy Trueblood to the Bears. Greg Jennings to the Bucks. Bobby Carpenter to the Jags. Mick Mangold to the Panthers. I don't know why he's a 72. You end up being at one point in Madden a 99. Andrew Whitworth to the Bills. Oh, the Bills. Oh, the offensive line. Eric Winston to Seahawks, Marcus McNeil. So let's see where all the top-rated players ended up at. So Deuce Letu ends up on the Browns. And Willie Colon goes to the Ravens. And Elvis Dumerville, that's pretty dumb, goes there. Joseph Adai goes to the Colts. Zach Sheriff goes to the Browns. Kyle Williams, defensive tackle, goes to the Browns. Maurice Jones-Drew to the Broncos. Oh my God, the Broncos are assembling a God squad. Matt Leinart to the Panthers. To the freaking Panthers. Marcus Colston, Brett Grimes, Falcons and Giants. Yeah, that's kind of just majority of the rookie class. Let's see where all the quarterbacks ended up real quick. So real quick, quarterback Charlie Whitehurst, the Bills. So that could end up eventually being like Drew Bledsoe replacement potentially. Anybody else major? Doesn't look like it. We're just gonna look real quick. See if there's anybody. Brandon Marshall goes to the Packers. What is this? Well, it's not first round, so it doesn't really count. But Devin Hester to freaking Washington. He's already got 99 speed and agility. Oh my God. So, like, it's pretty major. Is there anybody else major? Wait a minute. Owen Daniels. That's a tight end. That's, I think, going to be it, though. So, real quick, I forgot to also do one last thing as well. Look at the retirements real quick beforehand, because that could actually play a role in how some of these teams will end up going here. Retirement. Oh, I probably missed retirements. Damn it. Well, that's my fault. Okay. So, now we're going to send to the next weekend, folks. That's going to do it. It was a bit long, but it was enjoyous. Very enjoyous. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, long video. And hope we'll be able to do more of this. But we still got other content as well on the way. And hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.